Well, the anti-mandate protesters are still camped out at Parliament tonight, but it's been a far more peaceful day today.
Yesterday's violent clashes with police have been replaced with singing and dancing. But there's no sign they'll be leaving soon. Imogen Wells has the latest.
Calmer scenes at Parliament this morning. There was boogieing, bubbles and breathing as protesters kicked off their fourth day occupying Parliament's lawn.
Breathe in. And now.
Overnight, more tents and gazebos went up despite officers removing some yesterday and repeated requests for these trespassers to leave.
I'd like to start by sending our love to our peace officers over here who are here looking after us. Send lots of love to them for looking after us. We love you.
Today's scenes in stark contrast to what we saw yesterday. With 122 arrests made, this politics lecturer says the violence hasn't helped their cause.
The first lesson of any protest is to try and win people over, and I don't see them trying to do that at all. They're not actually appealing to the public, to the media, to anyone and try and convince them. They're just expressing their outrage.
But protesters are claiming they've experienced violence, sharing this footage online of a naked woman being taken away. Police say all force used was fair and proportionate and that videos don't always provide the full context, though ACT leader David Seymour believes far too many cops are on site, suggesting an alternative method.
I suspect Wellington weather will remove the protesters more powerfully than any police force.
Despite the peaceful scenes, security was tightened today after this video, which appears to have been taken from inside a government building, was posted by white nationalist group Action Zealandia. The building's now closed for security reasons. With so many groups seemingly involved in the protest, the anti-mandate message is almost lost.
There is a mismatch there, and it's a bit of a jumble of different strategy. Certainly there's no real leadership out there. Like, I've been amongst the crowd, I've tried to see who's leading this. There is no leadership, and that's quite unusual for a political protest.
Part of the reason why police are struggling to move these protesters on.
OK, Imogen, how long do we think this peace will last?
Well, things have actually started to pick up in the last hour or so. We saw some tension when a Parliament gate was closed just an hour ago. A crowd surrounded it and the protesters ultimately did manage to get it back open again pretty swiftly. And the group here tonight is significantly larger than what we've seen throughout the day, so that could present some problems. Police, though, will remain here overnight, no doubt ready to step in should things kick off. Now, David Seymour mentioned the weather. Wellington is set to be miserable this weekend. We've got wet weather rain warning in place, we've got a strong wind warning in place, and Speaker Trevor Mallard has put all the sprinklers on Parliament's lawn on, and he's ordered for them to be left on overnight, so those protesters planning to stay here are in for a very wet weekend.
Certainly seems that way. Thank you very much. That's Imogen from Parliament.